Employers and educators value the capacity to operate as part of a team. It is frequently asked in job postings and included on resumes. 86% of companies rate teamwork as one of the most crucial qualities for advancement. To be successful in today's world, one must have the capacity and willingness to work together with others toward a common goal. Existence as a species is impossible without the utilization of energy. People's energy production methods have been primarily responsible for the current environmental issues, therefore it's not a surprise. Fuel combustion in power plants and automobiles is the most harmful kind of pollution because of its effect on human health.
It may be provisionally tested that no surface is perfectly smooth, and that whenever two bodies in touch have a tendency to move in relation to each other or to compel, known as the constraint of rubbing, the relative movement tends to be maintained. The numerical evaluation of compelling of rubbing is based on presumptions that are exemplified by the asserted laws.
British police were therefore behind their European counterparts in establishing and growing their own police forces. France had done so much earlier, in fact, that the name police comes from their language. A police force was widely considered as an oppressive and alien concept, especially by the majority of the population, who viewed it as a manifestation of the government's power to subjugate them.
Never has the world of journalism been so explosive, so global, and so competitive. Forget hourly news flashes, we live in a world of 24-hour breaking news with radio and TV stations and internet sites updating stories by the minute and newspapers adjusting to stay fresh, in depth, and relevant. Although the origins of security systems are unknown, methods of defending the home, such as the use of locks and barred windows, are centuries old. The contrast between passive and active security was realized as civilizations progressed. Although introvert personality types differ from one another on various grounds, the major difference between the two is their source of rejuvenation. While for extroverts, this may mean interaction or excursions with friends and family, the same may mean reading a book or listening to music.
Previously unknown processes may have played a crucial role in the formation of the first organic compounds on Earth some 4 billion years ago, before the beginning of life. The mechanism, which is comparable to what could have occurred in certain ancient underwater hydrothermal vents, may also have important implications for the hunt for life elsewhere in the cosmos.
It is common for students from rich families to study abroad. The majority of people feel that studying abroad helps students have a better knowledge of other cultures and improve their ability to communicate. Even if this is the case, not all of these new experiences will be helpful in obtaining a new career. More than a person's cultural heritage, employers prize interpersonal skills and industrial expertise. Experts have long known that alcohol has detrimental impacts on brain function, but they've now identified 3 distinct life stages during which those effects are most pronounced.
During the Industrial Revolution in Europe, labor organizations had their start. Skilled labor was no longer in high demand due to the widespread use of automation, and as a result, employers had the majority of the negotiating power. Workers were abused and rewarded insufficiently for their efforts by employers. In order to improve working conditions, trade unions were formed. More than 200 years of colonial tradition may be traced back to the institution. Many of the people who have worked here, like Albert Einstein, are scientists themselves. His discoveries made it easier to turn on the lights, prepare supper, and play video games on our consoles because he made it easier to create and use electricity.
Flu activity is expected to continue elevated for at least a few more weeks because of this year's exceptionally severe flu season, according to health experts. As long as flu season is ongoing, are you safe from the virus?
Become an actor demands a lot of curiosity, guts, and dedication to succeed. Preparation, rehearsal, and the utilization of autonomous and proactive procedures are all covered so that you may produce your greatest work for stage and screen. The necessity to keep competitors warm in these severe conditions provided a further challenge for the designers and engineers who spent years constructing Team USA suits that combined both flair and remarkable aerodynamics.
Every day, around 1 million new cases of STDs are reported. They can progress to cervical cancer, pelvic inflammatory disease, and infertility if left untreated. A kit created by Eve Medical in Toronto, Canada, provides women with a way to screen themselves for sexually transmitted illnesses.
Many commodities and services are affected when there is an increase in the population of a certain area or country. A shift in the population's demographics will lead to a rise in demand for some commodities, but a decrease in demand for others.
Cars are four-wheeled vehicles that transport a single person or a small group of people, such as a family. It is a convenience in the modern world, particularly in places where public transportation is few or unreliable. You can travel in style from your front door to your final destination. A car is a better form of transportation when you have young children and pets.
A critical aspect of food safety management is the identification and characterization microorganisms in order to track down pollutants and solve issues like rotting. An understanding of the microorganisms you've encountered and how to identify them is useful in making decisions about their safety or resistance to heat, for example.
Zoom video conversations have replaced in-person seminars, work meetings, conferences, and other activities as a result of the coronavirus epidemic. Is it possible that all the time we spend in front of screens is affecting our vision? Maybe that's not the case. New research shows that our visual perception may be incredibly flexible.